box. When was the last class that you taught? We would love to know, what topic did you teach on? Was it in person? Was it a Zoom class or a Facebook class? I would love to know what's working for you. And we're going to go through right now. Okay, so hopefully you see my screen. It says how to host and teach a class. We really want to have this as a great resource available to all of our existing brand partners, and also as a teaching tool that you can use for your brand partners as well. So I'm going to go through it, and then I'm going to unveil some really exciting scripts that we've just been working on. So let's get going. Okay. Let me get to the next screen here. Okay, so why host a class? We get this question quite a bit, in particular with our brand partners who are just getting started and sharing, for instance, with social media. A lot of times people will think, okay, well, why do I need to do that? Let me just tell you, classes really is where the community bonds together, and it really gives people an experience because they can actually experience the oils or thieves or Ningxia Red firsthand. So really hosting a class is one of the best ways to introduce your friends and family to oils and to Young Living. And it really is just kind of this dedicated time rather than kind of scrolling through, and seeing things on social media. It really is this sort of dedicated time where you've got people who are genuinely interested in what you want to talk about, in the experiences that you want to share, and wanting to learn about how to use oils and Young Living products. Like I mentioned, an in-person class really gives you that extra benefit of having people smell the oils, of having people experience the oils firsthand. I mean, simply you could pass around the oils while you talk about the benefit of each one. And it really gives people that opportunity to, again, when you smell thieves for the first time or lemon for the first time, it really is kind of a life-changing experience. But I will tell you, I am one of those people who actually signed up before I went to my first class. So it's definitely possible to teach an online class or a Zoom class. I was kind of learning through social media, and that's how I kind of learned. And I will tell you, I taught my first class without even having been to a class myself. So I've definitely been in the shoes of someone who, my first class was literally the first class I hosted. And it was really fun because I got to experience and demonstrate how to use the oils with the people who were in attendance with me. So with an online or Zoom class, something else that you could do is you could even send samples to some of your attendees in advance. Something that I like to do is to qualify them. And what I mean is you could do a social media post or even text friends and family to find out who might be interested in coming to a class. For instance, if they're not, local to you, and then let them know you've got some samples, but you would love to send it to them if they haven't experienced essential oils before, or if they don't already have a Young Living account. So what I mean by qualify is, if they've already got Young Living, they already know. So, if you qualify them in advance, you can send those samples to people who, have not experienced it yet, but during an online class, as you start talking about each oil, they can experience it for themselves. Or if that's not possible, you can't send a sample, maybe someone's in another country, you could still do a Facebook class, online class, Zoom class, and actually show the oils. Like you could actually show it, put it up, let them see, this is what we do. We're going to unscrew the cap. We're going to put it in our hands. We're going to cup it over our nose. You can show them and demonstrate all those different things. Something else that we've done is we've even taught these Zoom classes where we've shown people how to do a DIY. This is how you make an air freshener with lavender. This is how you make a stain stick with the Thieves dish soap and Thieves household cleaner. When you show people, again, during this sort of dedicated time in a class, it really gives them that experience, whether they're online or in person. So sharing, those ways really helps to picture them. It really helps others to picture themselves how they can use the oils too. Okay, so next up, what's the first thing that we need to do before we host our class or teach a class? We need to mark our calendar. And this is a suggestion of, getting your calendar out like it's the beginning of the month right now. Go through your calendar and look to see what are at least 2 spots on your calendar this month that you can teach a class, and also have a couple of spots for next month as well. And I'll tell you why that's really important. If as you're going through and you're inviting people, if someone can't make it to maybe a class that you're offering this month or next week or in a couple of weeks, you'll have another class right next month that you can say, well, you know what, that's okay. I've got a couple more right here that you could come to. Another thing that you could do is say, well, tell me when you're available. Maybe we can schedule a one-on-one, or maybe we can get you and a couple of your friends together. And maybe, there's another opportunity where you could host a dedicated class for someone in addition to classes that you might have on your schedule. And I love what Sherry has here in the comments. She likes to book her classes in advance and put them on Eventbrite where they're publicly seen by other people, right? That have subscribe to her feed so that they can see when she's hosting those classes, but it also holds her accountable. I physically like to have my calendar. I use a digital calendar. You might use a paper calendar, but mark it on your calendar, right? The class that you're teaching, the time that you're teaching it, let your family members know I'm teaching these classes at these times. And what's so great about this business, about teaching, hosting Young Living classes, is this can work around your kid's schedule. It might be a daytime class when the kids are in school, or it might be a nighttime class, right? When everybody's kind of settled at home, or maybe it's on the weekend. You get to dictate and figure out when that's going to work for you. I will give you a couple of tips. I have found, these are some sweet spots. For those of you who teach classes, tell me in the comment box, the times that tend to be where people seem to be more available. Sunday afternoon is kind of a sweet spot. If you were going to teach a class, there is something about that Sunday afternoon time slot where people tend to have a little bit more availability. I've also found some weeknights, typically not Monday or Tuesday, but like a Wednesday or Thursday weeknight has been a really great time slot as well to host classes. But again, you can work around your schedule and around the schedule of the people that you're going to be inviting. Yeah, Sherry says 6:30 is a good time that works for her as well. But having the options both this month and next month are really going to be key. So make sure you're marking your calendar. The next thing is you're going to want to invite other people. And if you don't know who to invite, you can go through your Frank list. And this is an acronym that we use where Frank is your friends, your relatives, your acquaintances, your neighbors, and then kids, like people you know from your kids, right? Like your kids' friends, parents, or coaches, teachers, just sort of anybody you might know from your network because of your kids or from family members' kids. Let them know you're hosting a class and tell them why it would be great for them to join. So maybe it could be, someone has allergies. Maybe someone who's struggled with sleep, or maybe has been stressed out with work, and say, you know what, I'm going to be teaching a class on X, Y, and Z. I think you'd be great to come to this class because we're going to be talking about ways to, clean up your home, get rid of some of those toxins that might be triggers for your allergies, or talk about some ways to help reduce your stress or improve your sleep. Telling them the benefit for them is really going to encourage them to attend a class. Send reminders. So this is going to be really important. Now more than ever, people are very busy. I'm guilty of this too. I kind of live and die by my Google Calendar. If I don't get a reminder that something's coming up, I will absolutely forget about it. So, sending a reminder, whether it's a text, an email, even a voice reminder, you may not know this, but through Facebook Messenger, even through your phone, you can send voice memos to people. And, it's such a great way where others can hear your voice, but you can send something real quick and just let them know. But usually what I like to do is do it about 1 week and like 2 days before the class begins. And what I like to tell them is, I've got your spot saved. You could even take a picture of like what, the arrangement will look like. That's something nice to do in advance so that others can envision themselves in that spot and know, like, I better get my butt there because, Sherry or Marla has set up this space for me. They've saved a seat for me. They've got this, beautiful thing for me there that I'll be able to experience. So what I mean by that, it could be something as simple as maybe you're going to demonstrate, how to make an air freshener, or how to make a DIY roller, right? Maybe a DIY perfume. And you could just sort of have that there along with the oils that you're going to be demonstrating, or maybe the happy, healthy home kit or the daily wellness kit. But, you could have those displayed along with something you might be demonstrating and say, I've got your receipt saved. We're going to be talking about this. And it's going to help you in so many ways. And so again, sending that reminder is really going to be key to make sure that people will get there. Okay, so this is going to be one of the most important parts of hosting and teaching a class is grabbing a script. So we're super excited. Feel free to take a screenshot of this, or I'll type it into the comments as well. But you can grab the new updated scripts for these new starter bundles that just released last month. There's 3 new starter bundles. The Essential Solutions, that's going to be 6 oils and a diffuser. Happy Healthy Home is the Thieves Cleaning Set. And then the Daily Wellness is that Ningxia bundle. Those 3 sets are all at 100 PV or $100, full PV for all of that, which is wonderful. So very easy, like great price point, but all 3 of those scripts are now available in our team Google Drive at gatherdwell.com/class. So when you get in there, not only will you see images, you'll also see a script. I mean, you're ready out of the get-go to then use that to teach a Facebook class, a Zoom class, or even have an in-person class. So what is the point of the script? You can literally print it out and read from the script and use it as your guide to teach the class. What I love about it is it really is a fantastic teaching tool, because guess what other people who are attending going to see? They're going to see you're reading from this script, and they're going to be thinking, I can do this too. I don't need to have everything memorized. I just need this script and I can literally teach this class too. So it really is such a fantastic visual. So I will tell you, I actually don't need a script anymore because I sort of know everything by heart in my head, but I still like to physically hold the script, right, and have it in my hands, and even say, this is a script that I'm going to be using to keep me on track, to help me, teach this class tonight. If anyone would like a copy of the script to teach for themselves, this class to family and friends, come and ask me about it. I'd be happy to help you. So do you see how that is such a great teaching tool to show other people you don't need to know everything? All you need is the script. It is basically the same script. Like we also have the premium starter bundle. It's basically the same script, right, that we've had since the very beginning. That is exactly how I taught my first class. Physical script in hand, my starter kit on display, going through each thing, teaching about essential oils. In fact, this is what you're going to get, right, in each of the scripts. It's sort of 5 essential points, and they're all really critical to teach. And this is why it is important to grab a script, know what class you want to teach, know what starter kit you want to teach, and then practice the script. You don't need to know it by heart, but maybe just go through it a couple of times so you know the general flow. But these are the 5 essential key points that you're going to learn and see in the script. One is the what, like, right, what are essential oils, right? And then you're going to teach on how they're made. And in that how they're made, we'll be able to talk about some of the quality, right? Quality and seed to seal and why, Young Living. That's going to be in that how they're made. How do we use them, right? We're going to talk about, for instance, aromatic, dietary, topical use, just kind of going through general uses. Which ones do we use? That's the 4th point. That's the starter kit, right? Because literally there are hundreds of options out there that people could use to teach, but we want to make it simple and easy for them to get started. So we're going to show them, that Make a Shift Essential Solutions kit or that premium starter bundle. Again, for the Thieves class and the Ningxia class, we're going to have a very similar sort of outline with 5 key points, but which ones to use, that's that starter bundle that you're going to be teaching to. And then the 5th point is, how do we get them? The how is the closing. Before I go into the closing, I wanted to share one thing is, as you're teaching this class, it's going to be really important to be sharing your personal stories and your journey. So when you're about to start the class, you're going to share your introduction. And I would like to keep it really short and sweet, but think about your transformation story. Think about like, how can you explain in 1 to 2 minutes, right, that transformation, okay? That what that is what was life like before Young Living? What was the pivot? What made you decide to try Young Living, right? That thing that made you decide to go for it. And then third, what is life like now? Again, this is another opportunity for others to envision themselves in your shoes, right? That's sort of what we want to demonstrate throughout this entire class, is showing others like this could be you too. And so sharing that transformation story is going to be really important. And then as you start talking about the different oils in the kit, you can share your own personal testimonials. And, again, when they're in person, it's such a fabulous way, right, to sort of say, okay, here's the lavender, here's the stress away, and let people, pass it around, smell, experience, put it in their hands, put it on their skin. It really is such a fabulous experience to be able to do that. And as you're sharing your stories, you kind of quickly sort of share, okay, this is how I use it. This is why it's amazing. Kind of keep it short and sweet, but sharing those personal testimonials. Okay, the closing. And this is all in the script. You don't need to remember any of this. It's all in the script. But something that I did want to highlight is it's so tempting. I have done it myself. In fact, the first class that I ever taught, right? I did not end with this closing. And so, this is why it's really important to do this closing, okay? It's very tempting at the end to say, do you have any questions, right? But that is a very sort of soft close, and it really doesn't teach people how to get their own oils. It sort of just opens up the floodgates for, a lot of different questions that frankly you could answer as a sidebar individually with people as you're kind of getting them started. You really want to close your class really, really strong. And so what is the close, right? Instead of thinking like this is a sales close, I need to like lock them in. I want you to really think about the close as I'm simply teaching them how to order. That's all I'm doing. I'm teaching them how to order so they can save the most money. Okay. So when we break that down, I feel like that breaks down some of the barriers or maybe the nervousness that we might have in the close. Is I'm simply teaching them how to order to save the most money. And so there's sort of this scenario of good, better, best. Okay. And this is a, tried and true method of closing a class, where the good is to get a starter kit, because it really is the best deal. The starter kits are already 50 to 60% off retail. It literally is the best deal. If someone just wanted to buy a bottle of lavender and frankincense, they would be spending a lot more money. We all know this, right? So, getting a starter kit is really going to be the best bang for their buck. Okay, the second option, right, is the better option. And what that is you're going to get a starter kit and get on loyalty rewards. So what's the benefit of that? Their starter kit can count as their first loyalty rewards order. They're going to get 20 loyalty rewards points right off the bat. Like, how amazing is that? So, helping them to see that that's going to be the best option is phenomenal. I'm sorry, 10 points right off the bat. They can use that loyalty rewards points as store credit for the future for future orders. And so you're just telling them this is going to be your first order, and then next month we can change it out. In fact, I love these Make a Shift kits because it's helping people to see, like, month 1 you can get the oils kit, month 2 you can get the Happy Healthy Home with all the Thieves cleaning products as your second loyalty order, and then you could get the Daily Wellness with the Ningxia Red in your third loyalty rewards order. So just explaining how they're going to be able to do kind of a ditch and switch in their home and sort of do this gradual change in their home to experience the maximum benefit is going to be huge. And of course, the third option is the best option. Not only are they going to get that starter kit and put it on loyalty rewards to get those 10 loyalty rewards points back right away, but they can also upgrade their account to brand partner for just $1. What's the benefit of becoming a brand partner? They can then host their own class and they can get their kit covered. So if they enroll 2 people with a 100 PV order, right, like one of these starter kits, they could get their order covered, right, when they get these make a shift kits that are 100 PV. So just demonstrating that that's really the best option. And you could even tell others, like, you bring the people, you invite them, bring them to your house. I will teach the class for you. You get the signups. If 2 people sign up, your order's covered. If 4 people sign up, you get an extra $100, right? Or and so on. Just sort of demonstrate, how that's going to work out for them. But I love to really showcase that good, better, best option. When you kind of go through it all, it's like it just is a no-brainer to do the best option to get your money back. That's the maximum savings. Something else that I like to do in a class that's really important is to make sure other people know about the next class. So, encourage them to invite their friends and family to your next class. And then again, you could also say, I could even help you host a class. Let's get together and talk about some dates where you could invite people. And, based on your own schedule, I could come over and teach this very class with you. But I really do like to highlight, the fact that you've got ongoing classes in your schedule so that they know that they can continually learn and bring new people in. I also like to highlight at this point the team resources and online classes that we offer as well. So they know it's not a one and done, it's a constant learning that they're always open to join in on. And then the follow-up. So once the class is done, you've signed up your people, or maybe you've had people who, for instance, couldn't make it to an in-person class, but they were interested. Follow up with them. Let them know you've got these other classes on your schedule, or even maybe schedule a one-on-one or a specific date with them where maybe they can invite some of their friends. Let them know, we could actually help you get your order covered too if you invited a few friends. And if they enroll, we'll put them, you enroll them, you get your kit in the same night and get them covered, which is awesome. But I also like to follow up with people from the class, maybe who didn't order. Maybe they just weren't ready at the time. Maybe they needed time to think about it. Again, this is a great time to invite them to future classes or schedule a one-on-one with them and talk about their own health needs. It could mean maybe that particular starter kit wasn't exactly the perfect option for them, but there is something else from Young Living that could work. And then, of course, follow up with people who did order and make sure they know, how to get on loyalty rewards if they didn't get on it, how to update their loyalty rewards order. Again, talk about their needs and what their family needs are so that you can recommend products so that they can continually learn and experience Young Living products so that to help transform their family. Again, another great opportunity to offer to help to host a class or help them co-host a class. So that's kind of what we got for how to teach and how to host a class. Hopefully you guys see it's the same, how it's the same as it's always been. It's really just invite, schedule, host, right? Grab that script, do your follow-up, have a good close, that good, better, best option. Really, there isn't a whole lot that's changed, but what's great is that you really can customize this and do this in a way that works for you in your schedule, whether that's doing classes on the weekends, whether that's doing it during the daytime, whether that's doing a Zoom class or maybe a Facebook or online class. You have so many options. I will say that community really is built in the in-person classes. There is just something so unique and so special with those in-person classes. So if you've not done that yet, I would highly encourage you to do it. It really is such a game changer. And like I said, builds that community and people really just get so excited to be able to experience for themselves, to hear testimonials from other people, to learn new uses. Building that community is really going to be important for growing your business for the future. Okay, so I wanted to come on and see if people had questions. Let me stop my share. Okay, there we go. So just wanted to pop in here to see if anybody had questions about teaching a class or hosting a class. I see Sherry here. She's saying she's been teaching the Happy Healthy Home Kit. So she's doing that this Tuesday. Marla's interested in doing a back to school class. That is perfect for this time frame. If you've not done it yet, just looking at, what's coming up in the seasons can really help you to define some topical classes that you can teach, and you can still teach to these starter kits. So for instance, August and September is back to school time. You can still teach an oils class, but maybe hone in a bit more on back to school, staying healthy, keeping your immunity strong, really talking up that thieves, right? But you could talk about how, that starter kit is fabulous for families going back to school. Something else that's kind of coming up is that fall and winter season, right? Where we're really thinking about keeping a strong immune system. And honestly, the Make a Shift or the Premium Starter Bundle, those are great kits to use to teach about, immunity and how to make your own things like air fresheners and immunity rollers, even the Thieves Kit and the Daily Wellness Kit, right? Like how perfect to talk about, getting rid of our chemicals in the home to keep our immune system strong and replacing them with these products, or using Ningxia Red from the Daily Wellness Kit to keep our immune system strong. So really these kits are very evergreen. They can be taught anytime during the year, but you could simply sort of change a little bit of the script, for a topical, for, seasonal or like a topical theme where you can talk about fall or winter wellness or back to school. Right around, March is a great time to talk about spring cleaning. Again, all of the kits would work really well for this. Another one would be New Year's. Right around New Year's, people are looking for New Year's resolution. We've got the kit for that, right? The Daily Wellness Kit with the Ningxia Red. So again, great evergreen kits to teach anytime, but they're really great, just to kind of change the theme up, but you can still use the scripts just as they are. So I think that might be it, unless we have other questions. Just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Sherry, for posting the link to our class scripts. So we've got them in there. These are our tried and true sort of script methods based on those 5 things that I just mentioned, right? It's sort of, the what, the how, which ones to get started, and then, how to order. That's our sort of tried and true method that works. Feel free, right, to shorten some sections or to add in your personal testimonials. But by and large, what I would suggest is, pretty much following the script. And really the important thing is to have that strong close so they know how to order. You're showing them how to order to save money, right? If you end it with, I don't know, if you have questions, let me know. You're not teaching them how to order and save money. End with that strong close and end with the open invitation to invite to your future classes and also to co-host classes in the future with them so that they can get their kit covered, right? Everybody who's coming into, our Young Living team should know that really what you need is a script, right? And then helping 2 people each month teach to that script so that they can get their kit covered. So just kind of remembering those concepts. Grab a script and grab 2 people. And each month we're grabbing 2 new people to help them to get their oils covered. So super simple concepts. And this is really how I feel like so many of us who've been doing this for years and years have built our businesses. And it really is that tried and true method. So if you've got other questions, feel free to reach out. We will have this recording available so that you can share, and would love to hear from you to see how things go. And thanks everybody for joining us on this Sunday night.